Hello, I'm Brian Essex from How to Automotive, and today I got a story for you. This happened to me at the shop. So I had a Ford F-150 come into the shop, and the lack of maintenance on this almost killed me and the owner of the vehicle. So what happened was the brake booster lost a vacuum going to the brake booster, and when you hit the brakes, the pedal was rock hard. It would not, the brake booster would not assist the braking, and the vehicle just would not stop. I mean, it was pretty sketchy. Service writer failed to mention, hey, there's a brake booster problem or something like that, so be careful to drive. I jump in the vehicle, throw it in gear, and drive off, and go hit the brakes, and this vehicle's not stopping. All they told me was, hey, check the brakes. So I jumped in there. Anyways, so when I got it back in the shop, and I checked, I pulled off the brake booster vacuum hose, and sure enough, there's no vacuum going to the hose. I put my thumb over the end of the hose, and there's no vacuum to it. So I'm like, okay, so we got a vacuum pump issue. This vehicle is a turbo car, so it has a external vacuum pump. It doesn't run off a manifold vacuum. And so I pulled the hose off, checked it, confirmed no vacuum going to it. So I knew there was a problem. So what happened was the lack of oil changes on this vehicle caused the vacuum pump to malfunction, because there's a little pickup screen that goes through the center of the pump, and I'll show you clips of that. It goes through the center of the pump, and that feeds oil into the pump and keeps it lubricated so it works properly. Well, the pickup screen, because of the lack of oil changes, there's sludge in the engine, and the pickup screen clogged up, so there was no oil flowing through into the pump. So then the pump basically wore itself out and no longer produced vacuum. So a little bit of maintenance, just doing oil changes would have potentially saved this person's life. You would never think lack of oil changes would cause your brakes to fail, but on these modern vehicles, that's something that could happen. So check this out. I took the pump apart, and so you can see the internals and see what happened to it. So check this out. I got the old pump out of the truck here, and the new pump right here beside it. You can see it was leaking oil here, and you can see how dark and crusty the oil is. You can see here this is the pickup screen, and as you can see, it's plugged up with debris here, so that allows oil to flow through it. It goes through the cam. The cam drives this, and it pumps oil into the pump. So this screen here has to be clear and clean for the oil to flow through. So this pump mounts on the back of the passenger side cylinder head here, and you can see here how much debris and how dirty the oil is. You can also see how it mounts into the cam here and rotates the pump. So I took the old pump apart here, took the cover off here, and the first thing you can do is smell the burnt oil inside of this thing. So this little arm you see here, it spins around with the cam here, and you can see me wiggling it back and forth. There's not supposed to be any play in it, or very little play. It's supposed to stay sealed up against the edge of the pump here, and what happens is this plastic piece here on the ends, they wear out due to lack of lubrication. So then you have side-to-side play, allowing vacuum to escape or not to build up vacuum. So as you can see, when I rock it side-to-side here, there's quite a bit of play in there, and you can see that gap will allow the vacuum to not build up or escape the pump as it rotates here. So it has to be a tight tolerance fit for it to create the vacuum, and this one's clearly worn out. So as you can see, a simple oil change in regular intervals would have prevented this from happening. I'm Brian Essex from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching.